If you won the lottery tomorrow, would it change your life? Of course it would. But what if it didn't just change your life? Tonight's story isn't just about luck, but it's about what happens when sudden wealth meets the wrong people. Welcome back to Macabre Mondays, where mystery meets macabre with your favorite deadly Mary duo. I'm Ale.
And I'm Ale.
That's Tom.
I'm Tom.
And we're your guides through the strange, the sinister, and the spooky, where I tell the stories and he gets dragged along for the ride.
That's true.
Yeah, I ruin his peace once for an hour once a week, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun.
Usually I struggle to go to sleep after these.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You'll be fine.
It'd be all right.
At least I got to tell my story. Where do you think we're heading today, babes?
All right. We're
in
the
the
U.S.?
US, yeah.
Perfect. North, south, east, west.
South.
South. Midwest south or south south?
South.
South south. Okay. East or west coast?
I just need a state.
Texas.
I said we're on the East Coast.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
You said south, and then I said north or east.
No, what was the question before that?
North, south, east, west.
And I said south.
And then I said east or west, and you said I just need an answer.
Oh. I did.
I did what you told me.
No, that's so funny. I blanked over that. That's so funny.
Georgia.
No, Florida. I think I was thinking on the map in my head, and I always have, because I'm a visual person, I always have a pin and like a visual of a map and a pin, and then whatever you're saying is, it's kind of gravitating towards those areas. And I was just thinking about Florida. I didn't think about anything else.
I can see that.
And I'm like, oh my God, I said East Coast. No, I didn't even
Never
say
said
that.
East Coast.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Sorry.
Replay.
Replay.
South, south. Okay. East or west coast?
I just need a state.
Texas.
No, that was, no, for sure. So we're going to Florida today. Okay.
Woo!
One of our home states. Our story is going to center today in Florida. Okay. Lakeland to be exact.
Oh, okay.
Or around that area. You'll see as we keep talking. But Abraham Lee Shakespeare was born on April 24th.
Oh, hold on. That is a hell of a name.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the name, because I thought that was the
That
most
is a
superb.
gorgeous. That sounds royalty.
Yes. Abraham Shakespeare. Are you kidding me?
Damn.
That is, I know. When I saw the name, I was like, whoa. Add that to the baby list.
You were ready to just get into it. I said, hold the phone.
You're like, wait,
Can we
let's
just talk about the name for a second?
Abraham Lee Shakespeare. Come on.
I mean, what a name.
I know, that is a solid good name. I thought the same thing when I saw it. He was born on April 24th of 1966 in Florida. And depending on the source, from what I was reading, his early life places him either in Lakeland or Sebring. But what is consistent across the reporting that I was seeing is that his childhood was difficult.
Okay.
Now, Abraham dropped out of school by the 7th grade, and he struggled with reading and writing and could only really write his name in block letters. As a teenager, he spent time in juvenile detention, and as an adult, he had several arrests for minor offenses, including like trespassing and assault. But by the time he reached his 40s, Abraham was working whatever jobs he really could find. It was like very odd end jobs just to make a living, like unloading trucks or washing dishes or sweeping the floors at a barber shop, because that was one of his jobs. Or maybe he's assisting like garbage trucks. So he's just doing different jobs. He's trying to get by. He's working. He's hustling. He lived with his mother, Elizabeth Walker. And despite everything, people who knew Abe described him the same way over and over again. Gentle, kind, loving, good-hearted. He was also the type of person that if you needed something, he was going to be there to help you.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, Abraham Lee Shakespeare, with a name like that, you can't be nothing but a good...
Sounds like a man that's a good-hearted man.
Yes.
And can write hella poetry.
I know, yes, seriously. On November 15th of 2006, Abraham was riding along a delivery route with a coworker of his named Michael Ford. And at one point, Abraham handed Michael $2 and asked him to buy 2 Florida Lotto Quick Pick tickets. So Michael does. One of the tickets that Abraham bought I know Michael went to go get it, but he bought it. Matched all 6 numbers.
Damn.
And the jackpot was approximately $31 million.
Damn.
31 million
Good for you, Abraham.
pounds.
Lee Shakespeare.
Shillings.
Shillings? No,
I mean,
we
no.
aren't talking
No,
shillings
we're not talking
anymore.
shillings, no.
We're talking gold bars.
Bars. We're talking Animal Crossing bells, okay? Stacks.
We're
on
talking
stacks.
you're out of debt from Tom Nook.
Yeah. We're talking you never got to worry about updating your house, okay? When Abraham claimed his prize, he chose the lump sum option, all right, which was about, from what I was seeing, around like $16.9 million before taxes, roughly $11 million after.
Okay.
Okay, solid $11 million take home.
That's fat money.
Take it. Now, if you haven't been, if whoever's listening, hey, no, hey, how's your day going? If you've listened to our other episode that we covered a while, it was last year, about the Tonda Dickerson case that she ended up winning the lottery, right? We learned that certain states, you can't remain anonymous.
Correct.
Okay, certain
yes.
states, it's just the law. You can't remain anonymous. So you have to go on public record if you do win. Florida is one of them. There are no anonymous winners, okay? It's all, your name's got to be out there. So overnight, as you can imagine, Abraham went from earning around like $8 an hour working these odd-end jobs to being a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
That would...
Making fat money.
Yeah, that is insane, right? So as you can think, the media is going to love this story. We've got a working man, didn't have much growing up. He's got humble upbringings. He's genuinely a really just nice guy. You know, he's just living life, doing the best he can.
And he just won the lotto.
And he just won the lottery, and he's taking home $11 million. That's insane.
That's wild.
That is insane. That kind of money would change. Yeah, that kind of money would change so many people's lives. Almost immediately, from what I was reading, he buys himself his dream home. We're talking a 6,500 square foot home, $1.1 million home.
That's it?
Yeah, well, he's in
I know,
Lakeland,
but still.
near Lakeland, I think it was. We're around, I'm going to just say Lakeland for today. And it was in a gated community. And he also bought himself some new cars that he wanted, an A Ford F-150 pickup and a BMW 750i.
Okay, so he still didn't even go that crazy.
He didn't.
Because if anyone knows cars, a 750, that is BMW's top of the line. But a F-150, that's nothing crazy too. I mean, you're talking together, you're maybe talking 200K max if he got everything done to them.
And most likely he did, because from what I was saying, he was like, you know what, I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to do it. And also, this was 2006. $11 million back then.
For real?
I mean, I don't know. Actually, let's look that up. How much would $11 million... Not that it makes any difference. It's still a lot of money. But I'm just curious, because now I'm going to sound like our parents. You know, back in the day, just the conversion rate was just different. Quality of things. This was not the same.
It'd be the equivalent of having about 17, almost 18 million.
Whoa. Dude. 1 million makes a difference. $100,000 makes a difference. $50,000 makes a difference. You're telling me I'd have an extra 6 or 7 million extra in the bank? That's crazy work. That's pretty wild. That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Okay, so I'm glad we looked that up, because fascinating, very interesting. Okay. So he buys a $1.1 million home, gated community. He buys some new cars. And he almost immediately actually starts giving away money.
Oh no!
Just starts giving away. He was very generous.
I know, but we've heard the reason I'm saying that. Tonda Dickerson, we saw the same thing. The curse of the lottery.
Right. Blood money.
Blood money.
Blood money. Right. When you start getting, I mean, you can imagine somebody wins the lottery.
People coming out of the woods.
Hey, I'm your long distance cousin. And dad finally comes back from getting milk.
You remember when baby.
I didn't have a father.
You remember when we were friends in preschool?
Oh yeah, I was like, no, we didn't know each other.
I love you.
I love you so much. No, seriously. It's like, dude, remember when I lent you a piece of gum that one time?
Yeah.
Like, come on, on, dude.
You
Come on.
could give me like $1 million, right?
Me and my baby mama is struggling right now. Please, please. I just need 2,000. I just need 2,000. No, exactly. Exactly what you're thinking, okay? Tana Dickerson, the curse of the lottery, right? It's an amazing thing, but also it's going to come with some leeches, some unwanted attention that you don't want. And unfortunately in Florida, he cannot remain anonymous. Like he has to show up. I know. But remember for the Tana Dickerson case, when we were researching, I don't think we ended up looking up why they kept it anonymous. Maybe we did. But the reason why they didn't.
Sorry.
What?
I don't know if you heard that. I heard it. I'm pretty sure Buddha went to get up and farted.
Oh, is that him? I thought it was something else. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Him starting to move, and then I heard.
No, I genuinely was like, was that Tom? Don't say anything. That was funny.
I was trying to hold it together.
Oh, he's just laying down. Buddha's so cute. We have a golden. He's so adorable. I love him so much. What was I saying? Damn.
The curse. He was very generous. Sorry, it was just so.
Get it together, sir. Get it together.
Oh, God. I love Buddha.
Musa. Get it together. So he started giving away money because he wanted to help his community. And
that makes sense.
It makes sense. And he's also a genuinely nice guy. So he starts helping pay off people's mortgages and for friends and even for strangers. Anybody around.
That's really nice.
Yeah, no, literally. He gave each of his 3 stepsisters $250,000. He gave his stepfather $1 million. He paid for funerals. He paid for utility bills. He would pay for random expenses for people that he barely knew. Anybody on the street. Like he would just give out hands full of cash to the homeless. He would pay for a single mother's like groceries at the store. He's like, I have it, I'm going to give it. Yeah. And one of the things about him is that he was so generous that when he bought everything, he was like, oh, I already have everything I need. Big house, fancy car, like whatever car I want. And what more
what else do I need?
And now he's got all this extra money. And so he's generous in the sense where he's just giving out money to help other people as well. He also, from what I saw, created a $1 million trust fund for his son.
Wow, that's smart.
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought that was clever, yeah. But because of how generous he was, unfortunately, the request never stopped, right? Because some people are not.
Yes.
They could be generous one time. Oh my God, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But then since he's like willing to offer money, people are going to take advantage of that, which is unfortunate because how many millionaires are out here handing people money? No one.
Just like that.
And he was a regular guy the next day, and the next day he was still a regular guy, but now had $11 million.
Yeah.
And he can buy anything and do anything he wants with it. So he was just always giving out money, and sometimes I think it would be too much. And there are certain articles that I was reading that he even would say things of, like people only want to be my friend or to talk to me because I have money now, which is sad because at that point you don't really know what's a quality real connection and what isn't one that someone's just trying to use you for your money or need money from you. So people would call him constantly or even show up uninvited to his house to ask for money. And that's the other thing where I'm like, damn, he's helping you guys out and you're still going to be over here at my house? No, for real. He really couldn't go anywhere without people asking him for some type of loan. And when he would give people money, he would take it at their word. And they would, and like if you, but do do eat do that ba 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 wing wang hoo hee hoo ha ha. My goodness. So if he gave money to a friend and the friend's like, hey, I got you, I'll pay you back.
He would take you on your word.
Yeah, he's like, bet. Sounds good then. But unfortunately, with people wanting money, that also is going to come with people wanting to sue you. Remember, we also saw that in Tana Dickerson as well. But yeah. In early 2007, remember I mentioned Michael Ford, the coworker that he was driving with on that route. Well, he filed a lawsuit against Abe claiming the winning ticket actually belonged to him. That he bought the ticket and Abraham stole it from him in the car. From what I saw, a jury eventually sided with Abraham, but the damage is pretty much done as you could think about it. Because after the trial, Abraham ended up saying that If he had just waited, I would have given him like $250K.
Damn.
No, because Michael Ford threatened him, said, oh, if you don't give me those, like he came to his house. I don't know if it was his house or whatever. There was some type of altercation. I forgot exactly how it went, and he said, oh, you better give me like $1 million and shit. And Abe was like, no. So then
Greedy.
he ends up suing him. And then when Abraham said, if he had just waited, I would have given him $250K. I was like, dang.
That's wild.
Damn. He's the most generous guy ever. And you're literally, and also we don't really know if that's a real story or not. And Abraham later even told his family that winning the lottery pretty much ruined his life. And that he actually wished he could go back to how things were before he won.
Damn, that sucks.
I know, which is so sad because it's supposed to be
a good thing.
Yeah, a good thing. A stroke of this unimaginable luck that now you are either a multi-millionaire or you just won hundreds of thousands, or even if you just won $10,000.
Yeah.
That would help so much. And it's just sad. The greed is just sad. Because obviously at this point, if he's saying that, it's because people just want something from him.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. He doesn't really, he probably feels like, dude, just take the money and leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even care for me.
Yeah.
You don't, and how it must be sad to also feel that way. So as the money disappeared, Abraham ended up disappearing with it. He actually started withdrawing from his friends. He started limiting contact with his family. He kind of stopped answering calls overall, and people close to him noticed that change.
Makes sense.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what?
Yeah, why am I gonna?
Yeah, he probably just wanted to distance himself and have some space. He wasn't traveling though. He wasn't really enjoying his money. He was almost like hiding from what I could gather. One thing that he always did from what I read was that he would always call his mom though, at least once a day at the same time every day. And he never missed that. So that's something that I saw that they said. And by early April of 2009, remember he wins the lottery in 2006. Yeah. So 3 years later, everyone around him stopped hearing from him entirely.
Damn.
Yeah. And at the time, everyone's like, okay, you know, he probably is keeping his distance from the world and everyone else. And seeing as they would all reach out for him for money, he probably just wants to get away. Plus, he's a millionaire. He's probably MIA somewhere.
Yeah.
Doing something,
sense.
right? And who knows? Yeah, exactly. He had told everyone that he had needed space. And that's what everybody was going to give him then. Like his family and his close and people close to him. Spring turned into summer and summer turned into fall. And still no word from Abraham. Now, remember, this is also 2009. Was it? Yeah, I said that right. Yeah. This is also 2009. It's not today and age. Not that it wasn't any different. We still had cell phones at the time and we had phones, but now we're all very connected 24/7 all the time at the touch of our fingers. Back in the day, you didn't really, like around 2009, nobody's really.
Yeah.
It's not like today.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And if somebody didn't pick up, you know, now it would be weird if somebody didn't pick up for a day or two, even let alone a couple days. You'd probably think that's weird. Well, I see her where she's at right now and blah, blah, blah. And why is she acting like that? I haven't heard from her in 3 days. It's unlike her. It's like so different, I feel, compared to 2009. But still, spring turned into summer. Summer turned into fall. They still have yet to hear from him. And people who knew him started comparing notes, right? No text. No one was getting any text, right? Like maybe you got text, maybe I did, or you didn't. No visits from him. There were no sightings. So by November of 2009, it had been months since anyone close to Abram had even heard from him. And that's when one of Abraham's cousins became really suspicious and officially reported Abraham Shakespeare missing. Because they didn't know where he was. Yeah. They hadn't heard from him in months. At first, law enforcement didn't really assume anything like foul play because Abraham was an adult, okay? He had talked openly about wanting to be left alone already. He had money problems, he had the legal stress, and years of people just asking for handouts. So immediately they're like, okay, makes sense. Initially, they considered the possibility that Abraham must have just simply chosen to just disappear and get away for a while.
Yeah.
But as the detectives began making more phone calls and retracing his last known movements, something really stood out almost immediately. There was very little recent activity connected to Abraham at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No recent confirmed sightings, no financial transactions, no clear explanation of why he's even been so silent for months, because you would at least assume, I mean, if he's got all this money, there would be something, right? And when detectives asked the obvious question, well, who was the last person that was consistently around him, one name kept coming up. Detectives were led to a woman named Doris Moore, Dee Dee, okay, which I'm just going to call her Dee Dee because it's easier. When police first spoke to Dee Dee, she was very calm. She was super cooperative, very helpful. She's one of his friends. That's what she told him. She's like, yeah, I'm one of his friends. I met him a while ago. And she said that she had been assisting him with finances and all his personal matters because, she was explaining that at the time he came to her because he was so overwhelmed with everybody wanting money, constantly asking for handouts for all that he wanted to disappear for a while. And he asked her to help him because she had no tie to him, essentially. They were just friends. And she had... from what I was seeing, she was also like very successful. She had her own business of some sort. She was making her own money. So he trusted her. In the police testimony that I was seeing, like in the interrogation room that Dee Dee gave, she was pretty much saying like, it was essentially his middleman, like his protector. Like if anybody needed anything, they could contact me.
To her.
Then, or if he needed something from me, like money or anything, he could just let me know because he just wanted to go off to an island or something, or go on vacation or something, or just be anywhere but here. And she was pretty much the whole time trying to say that she was trying to shield Abraham from this kind of exploitation. And she said that Abraham had asked for some space, that he just didn't want his family or friends contacting him, and that he was off on a beach enjoying his fortune without anyone asking for him or for anything, and that he will call whenever he needed more money.
Okay.
So that's what she's telling him. She's like, yeah, he calls me all the time. So at this stage, the detectives really had no immediate evidence. They were like, okay, yeah, that makes sense because what she is saying was tracking. And she even told him, wait, what did his family say? They told you he's missing? No, look, let me just go ahead and text him right now to give me a call when he gets a chance that the police are looking for him. Texts them and they're like, all right, cool, thanks. Like, I guess we'll talk back tomorrow. So then we could see what Abraham responds.
Yeah.
At this point, they're like, great, it's most likely that he just doesn't want to be seen or talk to anybody, right? And the next day, they go and they speak to Dee Dee again, and they ask if Abraham called, and she said no, he actually never ended up calling her, but that he usually does this and that he just gets back to her sooner or later. So as the investigation continued, detectives began checking what Dee Dee said against what they could verify, because now she's saying like, yeah, I talk to him all the time. And then it's like, well, not all the time, but I do have access to him. And they start learning that Abraham met Dee Dee almost 11 months after winning the lottery in 2006. She, like I was saying, she runs a successful, that's what it was. It was a nurse staffing agency near Lakeland. And she wanted to write a book about him.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And at that point, he wanted to try and reinvest whatever money that he had left somewhere so then he can make more money and, reinvest it and all that. But he really had no idea where to start. And Dee Dee said that she would be able to help him with his finances because she also had the company under her belt. She said, I could probably give you a couple of pointers and advice or whatever. So they start checking phone records, and investigators discovered that after April 2009, almost all activity on Abraham's phone involved Dee Dee.
Mm-hmm.
But no family or close friends, just Dee Dee.
Okay.
They also noticed that his phone and her phone were pinging off of the same cell tower.
That's interesting.
Then as the investigation continued, they noticed finances. Bank records were showing that large sums of money were transferred out of Abraham's accounts in early 2009. Now, the last time he was seen was April 2009, right? Or heard of.
Yes.
Was April 2009, so early 2009. And detectives traced all these withdrawals and transfers and purchases. They all traced it that benefited Dee Dee directly.
Huh.
Because after the transfer, she actually went out and bought fancy, luxurious cars. She bought expensive vacations with her boyfriend, and she was paying for all of her all her own personal expenses. And she moved into his house.
In Abraham's house?
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
You're like, wait a damn minute.
Something's not.
No, the hell she didn't. No, the hell she didn't.
That's gutsy.
From what I was seeing, the first few months of her meeting him, she was able to help manage transfer ownership of pretty much his house and control of his bank accounts to her company. Yes. And according to investigators, by the time Abraham stopped communicating with everyone entirely in April, his accounts and whatever he had left in them from what I was saying had been drained. No money left. Yep.
Huh.
So, as you can imagine, this is starting to sound like a scam alert.
Yep. Massively.
A scam alert. Yes. I mean, the fact that she moved into his house.
Nah,
with her
that's
boyfriend.
red flag number 15.
Yeah, and I think she had a kid. I'm not entirely sure, but
damn.
no, she's literally wasted his money. And I think by now, if I remember correctly, he only had around $2 million left. So he still had a lot of money left.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Oh, man.
And she drained that on nonsense. It's not even her money.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even her money. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So in December of 2009, now they reported him missing in November, the month prior. And something happened that made the situation almost impossible to brush off. The detectives end up making a ruse, right? They tell her, hey, can you tell because she keeps, oh my God, there's these interrogation videos with her. And she's like, I really have no idea like where he is. I just don't know. And the investigators are obviously trying to pile up as much evidence because they can't just be like, you are doing something weird. You got to show proof, right? So they do have all that proof, the finances, the this, the that, the that. But they decide, listen, let's almost set her up for something and see if she takes the bait and see if she does. Because then maybe that'll tell us more, right?
I always love a good bait and switch.
I love a good bait and switch. I love a good bait and switch. So they tell her, hey, can you tell Abraham to call his mom for Christmas because that would make her feel better. And if he doesn't, then we'll have to put you as a person of interest. Like, there's nothing else we could do. We need to hear from him or we're going to have to start looking at you, right? They're already looking at her. But this is this ruse that they make up. And she said, yeah, no problem. Like, I'll tell him to call his mom. Duh.
Yeah, duh.
Like, yeah, he should call his mom. It's Christmas. It's Christmas. And remember, Abraham doesn't miss a phone call.
He doesn't miss a single phone call to that mother.
To call his mom once a day, okay? So the day after Christmas, Abraham's mother calls the cops, right? Because he is going to call Christmas. And she says that she received a phone call on Christmas from Abraham. But his mom said that she knew right away it really wasn't him.
Okay.
On the call, she said that he wanted to let her know that he's fine, that he knows the police are looking for him, but Merry Christmas, and tells her that he just can't come back there. If he comes back, he's going to be arrested. Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Right. So, okay, I guess he's running away from something. This so-called Abraham says, right? Because also, a mother's intuition is going to know her child's...
wrong.
Yeah, and it's going to know her child's voice.
That's true, yeah.
So I believe mama, for sure, 100%. So when the investigators go to trace it, they're like, okay, we've got a ping. He said it's Abraham, whatever, let's trace it. It led them to a man named Greg Smith. Now, Greg Smith is not this random stranger. He actually is a good friend of Abraham. And he actually was his ex-boss. He owned the barbershop that Abraham would come to work and clean the shop at.
Okay.
From what I was reading too, he also borrowed money from Abraham. I think it was like around $6,000, like a loan or whatnot, but he was paying him back, I think.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. But when investigators confronted Greg, he admitted that he did make that call. That Dee Dee told him to make that call.
Interesting.
And when they asked him why, he said, well, she paid me $300. I think it was $300 or $5,000. I saw both. He paid her money. I mean, she paid him money to call Abraham's mother and pretend to be Abraham. Now, that's a big major turning point.
Huge red flag there.
Because why are you doing that? That's strange.
Why can't Abraham call?
Yeah. Why are you paying someone, also with Abraham's money, to call and act like Abraham?
Yeah. That's just weird.
Yeah. So at this point, the detectives know that they're dealing with Dee Dee attempting to create the illusion that Abraham is most likely still around. They tell Greg, listen, do you want to work with us and help us figure out what's going on or something else? And he was like, no, I'll help you. Like, definitely, right?
Yeah.
Because when he's done the interviews too, and he says like, well, she was offering money just to be Abraham. I just took it. I also felt like a little, it's my opinion, but I also felt a little like he's your friend. But anyways, whatever. So the police wired him to go meet Dee Dee. They're going to catch her. They're just going to catch what the hell is going on because they really don't get why she's doing that. Like, just tell us where he's at. Yeah, just tell us where he's at. And he met with her multiple times while the investigators were monitoring and recorded the conversations. But 11 days into the investigation, during these meetings, they learned that Dee Dee was very trustworthy of Greg Smith. Very, very trustworthy.
Okay.
I've never been so scared in my life.
Oh, I told you, suck it up and be strong. We in this together. As you see, I'm all in.
So that's Dee Dee and that's Greg Smith. Remember, they're recording her calls, right? And she, the whole time, she's saying, I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And Greg is playing the part like, dude,
we're in this together.
Yeah, let's do it. Right? Like, just, it's okay. It'll be fine. So the cops talk to her at some point and they float the idea that something shady's going on with Abraham. And this whole story, because his mom called and she said that she didn't believe that it was her son. So Dee Dee ends up talking to Greg Smith after and tells him how he didn't do a good job pretending to be Abraham and that she knows.
Huh.
So then she comes up with the idea to book a motel room, have Greg Smith go with her, purchase a laptop and a printer to write a fake note to his mom.
Oh, my Lord.
Who wrote the note? Used to. So she's literally coming up with this.
Another plan.
Another idea. Yes. All this is happening while the cops are listening, by the way. But she does not know this.
Oh, I could imagine being the detective. I'd elbow the other guy. Yo, she just said everything.
Did you hear that? Yo, that's crazy. No, seriously. The investigators on the case in one of the interviews that I was seeing, because there's this, if you guys are interested in watching, I mean, I'll talk about it later, but yeah, I'm already like plugging it right now. We haven't even finished the story, Alejandra. Okay. The investigators on the case in one of the interviews was saying that she was typing a letter with a hairnet and gloves because she was worried about DNA.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yes, and another time she meets with Greg, and he's wired every time, of course, and she discusses the idea of paying someone to take the fall for Abraham's disappearance.
Yo.
And asks Greg to be the one to find a fall guy for her.
Yo, what?
Yes. Now, she doesn't know Greg is also mic'd up.
Yo, once again, I'd be... Yo, bro, did you hear that
I
shit?
know. If I was a detective on the other line, I'd be like, dude, oh, man, we're set.
Yo,
when we go to court, we're set.
We got to go again. Let's see what else.
So that's when Greg ends up asking her, what the hell is going on? Where is Abraham? Why are we doing the letters? Why are we acting crazy? Why are you acting like that?
Where is he?
Yeah, where is he? Just say it. Is he dead? Is he alive? He told her how he's all in. Either way, it doesn't matter. He's all in. But he does know someone that was willing to go to jail for life and would be willing to take the blame for money if he wasn't alive.
Greg's smart man.
Yes. She agrees to it.
Yo!
We're in the van again. We're like, yo, that's crazy. She literally admitted
Imagine the detectives, the minute Greg comes back to the van, Greg's like, did you guys hear her?
I know. No, seriously. So the cops find one of their undercover narcotics cops, Mike Smith. Okay. I don't even think that's Mike Smith's real name.
That's definitely not his real name.
Definitely not his real name. And Greg's like, all right, this is my guy, Mike. He's willing to go to jail, blah, blah, this stuff. Mike, if you guys listen to the Mike, like the wiretaps recordings, Mike Smith, he sounds exactly what you would think he'd sound like. And then I started thinking, damn, undercover narcotics cops, like they have to really act the part.
I'm telling you.
They really have to act the part.
Well, remember I told you that story about the one that I knew? And when they knocked on the door, because I accidentally locked them out of their own house, I legitimately got so scared because I thought it was some angry man trying to break in.
This is an undercover cop.
But it's because of his look at the time that he didn't look like the person I knew. And I was like, yo, who the hell's breaking into this house?
What was it again? You were babysitting?
I was babysitting his kid,
yeah, and you didn't know that he looked... Yeah, because he was undercover.
Yes,
exactly. So imagine... So he sounds like he's going to take the rap. So then Dee Dee tells Mike that Abraham got shot over a drug deal by a drug dealer named Ronald. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
And Ronald's the one he owed the money to?
Yeah, they were doing a drug deal. They were doing a big drug deal, and Ronald kept turning over his money, and I think I think Ronald killed him for the money Abraham had on him. Abraham had a ton of cash on him, like the tune of $800,000 in cash.
How much drugs you buying?
800,000. She said he had $800,000 of cash on him. Are you the dumbest person I've ever met?
Is he becoming a cartel leader?
No.
Like, this would be Abraham becoming a drug lord saying, all right, here's a briefcase of cash. Give me the 50 pounds worth of meth. That way I can go resell it.
You
Like,
literally
what
have
the
to
hell?
be, if you're really trying to sell the drug narrative now, you have to be driving around a forklift with pallets.
$4,000 might sound a little bit more reasonable,
Yes,
but
in his
800,000? Yo!
Wait, there's another audio I'm going to put on. Hold on.
And then, what do you want?
50 grand.
Okay. Can I do it in payments? Because I don't have that kind of cash. I'm going to have to sell some.
I'm gonna need 10 up front. Once I do this, make sure my boy get the money.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a body, because with the body, I can do a plea deal with him, to where I can get the sentence to rank concurrent. If I just go there and say I killed him, you know what I'm saying? They gonna know how I did it. Then I tell them I shot the man. He showed up with a cut throat, something like that.
Right. Well, I'll find out from Ronald, and I'll offer him something.
Once I go ahead and confess to this, they done with you.
Yeah. I can't.
Also, doesn't Mike Smith sound? He's playing the part,
he
man.
sounds.
He's playing the part.
Yeah, he sounds like he does this.
Yeah,
He sounds legit. Even the way he said, "Well, I'm gonna need 10 up front."
Yeah, I was like, damn. And he said, I need a body because so that I could get a plea deal. Damn. I mean, he's an undercover cop.
Yes, but at the same time,
and an actor.
Yo,
Chef's kiss.
Chef's
kiss. Yes.
Because I don't know if others have seen. There's videos of some of these undercover cops.
No,
and it's so
I haven't.
evident they're undercover cops.
Oh, okay, yeah. The obvious ones. Yeah. No, I totally.
And I'm like, what department you work for? Because you need better training, man.
He has a badge that says undercover cop.
No, it's like in Boston. Have you seen those skits where they're like a Boston? Because the whole story up in Boston is that a bunch of the delis still sell like drugs from behind the counter.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And so there's like a guy comes walking in, looks straight up like a Boston cop, but he's all in Patriots jersey and gear. And he's like, hey, you're a cop. And he's like, no, I'm not a cop.
Oh.
And then they end up like going through the prank or the skit. And he ends and he's like, dude, I swear I'm not a cop. Just let me get. I knew you guys had some stuff. I want a bagel and this, and then add this.
Yeah.
And the minute they said it, he was like, "Ha, joke's on you. I am a cop." And they're like, "I fucking knew it."
I haven't seen that, but that's funny.
That's funny. I'll show
yeah.
you after we finish.
Okay. So Dee Dee calls Mike to meet up almost 12 hours later, and she says she's got the money. She meets him at a gas station parking lot to give him a gun. And she says that that's what killed Abraham.
Oh.
Yeah. Of course, they bring it back. They trace the weapon, and the purchaser of that gun was Doris Donegan Moore, Miss Dee Dee Moore.
Huh.
Girl, just outright.
You aren't that smart.
No, really. So she gives him the weapon. And remember, he said, I need to know where the body is. I need a body, right? I need the weapon. I need a body. If he shows up, so forth, whatnot. She takes Mike Smith to one of her properties.
Oh.
They walk to the far back of the house by the wooded area of the lot, and she points to a concrete slab on the ground that has a concrete shed on top.
Oh.
And unfortunately says that Abraham is under the concrete. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, I know. Heart-wrenching. So Mike and her leave the property. They follow Dee Dee and they're able to arrest her. They started investigating the house later that night. I was reading that it took them 3 days to find his body, and they were digging for 3 days through all that concrete slab.
Can I start going?
You can slide, yeah. That was them digging, like at night, because they were digging for 3 whole days.
I can imagine. Because I think that's the other thing to think about is when you're digging a site and you're having to break concrete up with the intent of trying to retrieve
find-
a body
yeah.
and especially making sure, one,
Yeah, there's so much that
you don't
goes
want to
into
hurt the
that.
body any
Yeah.
more than it already has been.
Right.
But two, you also don't want to hurt the body, not just for the humanity side of it, but the side that you also need all that evidence.
Right.
So you can't just go in
Right.
demolitioning.
And it's also
Like it's almost, I think of the geologist when
Oh,
they're
yeah, when
finding
the
dinosaur
fossils.
bones and
Yeah.
fossils. They have to be so
Yeah, they have
careful.
to
I
be
mean,
careful,
it's brushing and chipping
right,
away.
chipping, and it's like little bit by little, and that's
Yes.
trying because you're trying to preserve the
Exactly.
bones, right?
And it seems
Right.
like they probably have to do the same thing.
Almost essentially, yeah. And if you think about it, unfortunately, this slab, it's deep. So that
Damn.
whole concrete slab, and you have a shed, like it's relatively big.
Okay.
So when they do dig and they find his body, they find that she placed it into this grave. She put bags of lime on top of the body, and they
To
found
decompose it.
yeah, so it didn't smell or anything.
Yeah.
And they found receipts and video footage of her buying the bags of lime as well.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. Now, the cause of death was a gunshot wound to the chest, and I was reading that it was a perforated lung and liver. But so at this point, they don't know if anyone else was involved, because one of the questions that they had is, how did she make such a deep hole in her yard?
Yeah.
Right? This hole, from what I was reading, was about 9 feet.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that was filled in with concrete. Yes.
I've mixed concrete.
I
You're
imagine
not
that.
mixing 9
Yeah.
feet worth of concrete.
With your hands. You need a mixer. And also,
Not even a mixer at that
I don't
point.
even know- I
No,
don't know
at that
these
point,
terms.
you are hiring a concrete company to come in and pour concrete.
well, okay, that's interesting. Good thing that you said that. And also, you got to think about how is she going to do 9 feet?
Yes.
You're not
You
gonna
need a
dig that-
backhoe.
Yeah, whatever you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing that'll dig for you. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So come to find out, she actually called her ex-husband because he had an excavator. And she asked him to help her dig a hole because she wanted to bury her trash. And from what I saw, it wasn't really strange at all that he would come and help her with like these random ass requests, because she would actually pay him for helping out. So he came, he dug the hole, and then he just left. He's probably
Okay.
like, oh my God, Dee Dee.
He probably just thinks she's weird.
Yeah, probably. And also, bury your trash? Maybe that's a thing, but
I don't know.
that's interesting. I mean, if you think about it now,
I was gonna say, though,
landfills is the same thing.
At the same time, if somebody's telling me they're going to pay me just to dig a hole,
oh my God.
you good?
Yeah, that scared me.
If somebody's going to tell me they're going to pay me just to dig a hole,
Right.
and I have the equipment, all right, fine,
Yeah, why
I'll
not?
show
I
up
mean-
and dig the hole.
Easy $20 or however much she paid him or whatnot. And so the theory is that he came, he dug the hole, and he left. And this is most likely when she buries Abraham there.
Damn.
Then she called him back. So the hole's got to get filled in again. So
Yeah.
she calls her ex-husband back to fill in the hole. And he doesn't see it at all because this is all happening within a day. So
Yeah.
he pretty much came back at night, fills the hole, and leave. So it's not like he's probably not getting out of his car to be like, oh,
Yeah.
did we get it? No, he's just in there.
Porn.
Yeah, pouring in there, doing whatever. And he had no idea what he pretty much had buried and what she had done and why.
Damn, that's wild.
He didn't know anything. And also imagine finding out that after the fact.
That's what you did? Oh, my
man,
gosh.
I
I'd
know.
feel sick to my stomach.
Yeah, I'd feel so sick. And she's this.
I don't think I would
she-
ever be able to dig another hole without basically being there and knowing exactly what's happening.
Yeah, no, I'd be so on edge. I would
Yeah.
probably want to sell my excavator. I would never want to
Yeah.
see that. I would feel so traumatized with that. No, seriously. So she tells the cops how she is so grateful that they found her when she did, because she found out who killed Abraham. Because remember, they arrest her. She takes Mike
Yeah.
Smith, and like they go their separate ways from what I was saying. They arrest her, and she says, "Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank God you guys found him, because I know who killed him. I know who killed him, and I'm so scared for me and my family's life. And you need to make sure that you arrest him for life. Like, he needs to go away from what he did." And she said, "Greg Smith killed Abraham." So the cop said, and I'm gonna put an audio right now.
Dee Dee, every time he met you, I recorded it. I've got a recording of every conversation. I was watching the whole time. I was right there. Every single time. I've got the audio tapes to prove it. Okay? So then you come up with this plan where you want to write the letter. You get the hotel right there by the mall. You go up and you type this letter. And I've got it all on audio where you're typing it.
Yo, once again, that's the detective.
He's like, oh my God, enough with the line, girl. We got you.
He's like, you have no idea how many times I elbowed my partner as we were listening in.
Yep. Yeah, pulling the whole, did you hear that?
Yes.
She literally just confessed. No, seriously.
I didn't kill Abraham. I'm not a bad person. I've never hurt nobody in my life. I would never hurt nobody.
Am I right? If you can convince me, you can convince anyone. Now look, I'm not yelling at you.
Yo.
I
can't.
Shoot my friend.
Oh
Girl.
my gosh.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
I am getting so upset at this.
I know.
Because one,
I was so upset
Abraham
when
was the most down to earth, in my opinion, well deserving. I'm not saying not everyone's well deserving.
I know what you mean, but knowing his
just
story
with how generous
and,
and how hard he was working, and the fact that at one point he was even saying, screw the money, I'd be willing to go back to where I was because I
Right.
hate what my life has become at this point.
Right.
That now, knowing everything that's now happened to him, tragic.
Yeah. And
Awful.
it sucks too because a part of me is like, oh my God, when I was learning about his story, immediately I was like, oh my God, I feel like don't put your heart on your sleeve like that. Like, don't give away all your money because people are so evil.
Yes.
But I mean, at the time, he's just doing what he thought was best. He probably, from what I was seeing, the way he saw it was just like, okay, it's money. Like I already have it's material things. I got everything I want. So what am I going to just gonna
Exactly.
Yeah, and so he was just very much giving. It's just unfortunate how giving he was ended up leading to his death.
That's
really
man.
sad that somebody took advantage of that. So she tells him that the only reason she was doing all of this was because Greg has a really scary cousin that's going to prison, and she was so scared that she didn't know what else to do. Who's the scary cousin that Greg knows? Mike Smith.
Yo, I can't. You just can't make this shit up.
No, you can't. Hold on. I've got... And hear how she sounds.
She's like, yeah, but I was only doing all that because I'm scared of him. He has a cousin, and his cousin is a dangerous drug-dealing guy. He's going to prison.
I was really, really scared. I was very scared.
And I go, yeah. His name's Mike Smith, Dee Dee. I know him, too. I used to work with him. He's an undercover cop.
I can't. But
so
hold
they break
on.
it to her, yeah. They break it to her that Greg's cousin, Mike Smith, is actually an undercover cop.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So
she literally thinking she's gonna walk out
No, for
scot-free.
real. She's coming up with stories in her head. It's crazy. And she's literally
I used to work with him.
Yeah.
If I was her, I
would be embarrassed.
can't imagine being this detective.
Embarrassed. I know. No,
I feel like I would go in with the biggest confidence in the world,
know.
and the sense of I know everything.
Right, and she's just gonna lie to my face.
I don't even. This is the easiest case for me to solve.
No,
all
seriously.
I gotta really do is just play you.
No, literally, and she's eating it into it. And the thing that is wild is that in the interrogation videos, you could just tell the detective's like rubbing his eyes. He's like, oh my God, Dee Dee. Like, we know already. We know everything. Like, you're just wasting everybody's time, essentially, right? And she just is coming up, from what I was reading, she gave about 5 to 6 different stories to what happened to Abraham.
Look, Dee Dee, we have everything.
Right.
Don't make this tougher. Don't make us have to take this to court.
If she has to go to court, she's going to be found
Could
guilty.
You,
so
could you imagine being a juror on that? And the first video you see is her admitting that she killed him. I would instantly say, okay, I can't wait to hear what the defense is against this.
How long is this trial going to be? I can't deal. Yeah. So she told about 5 to 6 stories. You're going to find this insane because one of the stories, she actually blames her teenage son for killing him.
Oh my gosh, everybody but you?
But you, yes. And she said that Abraham was attacking her and her saw her gun and shot him with it. But girl, you literally threw
Abraham
your
not attacked anyone.
No, and you threw.
He's a nice man.
You threw your kid under the bus
For real?
something you did. What?
Imagine being the kid. I'd hear that. I
Yeah.
said, hold the phone.
Yeah,
What?
I would. You're not my mom anymore. What the hell? That'd be crazy. It's one thing to say something like, "Oh, I ate the last slice," but to say, "Oh,
No, that's crazy.
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But every story she gave, she had no blame in them. Every story that she gave, she had no blame in them.
What do I have to do to make that? Do you want me to
Tell the
admit to a crime I
I want you to
didn't
tell the
do?
truth.
You know,
I want you to tell the truth. I want you to tell the truth.
A guy come in and shot him, took everything that we had in the safe for cash, and left with it.
And left you alive.
Yes.
Yo.
The guy. Oh,
All right, so it was Greg Smith. Actually, it was Mike Smith. Actually, it was my son. Actually, it was a robber.
yeah. Oh, actually, it was Ronald, the drug dealer, that apparently had what was it, $800,000
$1,000 worth of drugs
worth
on
of
him.
drugs on him.
Because the FBI wouldn't have already been on to that one.
No, not at all.
You want me to admit
You
that I
are not.
forcefully I paid some crazy man to kill? That is not true. I wouldn't pay for a man to get
What
killed
is-
over money.
Well, she said, "I was getting money." Girl.
I can't.
Embarrassing.
I can't.
Embarrassing. Dee Dee was charged with first-degree murder in 2010.
Oh, you don't say.
The trial was about 2.5 weeks. And with all the stories that she told and the control of all his finances and the draining of all of them and the lies that she was telling, plus the murder weapon and the location, it was pretty cut and dry.
Can't imagine.
The jury deliberated for about 3 hours and they came back with a guilty verdict of first-degree murder.
I want to know what the hell they talked about for 3 hours.
No, they're probably having lunch.
For real. I feel like we
They're
all
like,
come
let's
in.
not say anything. Let's
You
enjoy
guys want
lunch.
to all hang out for a few
Yeah,
hours?
let's enjoy lunch.
Because
Yeah.
I got the day off from work. I mean, we all know he's guilty, right?
Yeah, no, seriously.
We're all in agreement. Okay,
seriously.
cool. Or she's guilty. She's guilty.
She's
Sorry.
guilty, yes, she's guilty. She ends up being sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole. And the judge even said that she was one of the most manipulative and sick people he's ever had in his courtroom. She has since filed multiple appeals from what I could see, but they have all been denied. And to this day, Dee Dee Moore maintains her innocence. At her core, she claims since going to jail, she has since maintained the same story. She did not kill Abraham. She alleges that Greg Smith was responsible. She argues that the case against her was all circumstantial. Circumstantial, girl, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And she claims that law enforcement targeted her unfairly. So she's never accepted responsibility for Abraham's death.
That's wild.
Pure
That's
evil.
wild,
Pure
man.
evil. And you know what's crazy? I want to see if I can add it in here. One of the documentaries that I was watching, right? The reason why I was like, I don't want to mention it too early. I was like plugging it in early because it's called Millionaire Murders.
Okay.
And we hadn't covered everything
Oh,
yet. So
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
see what
oh
you're
God,
saying.
I
I see
can't
what you're
really say
saying.
that. Wait, I have to add something here. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, I can't really find it. I forgot exactly where I saw it. Oh, it's probably one of my sources. But at the end of the documentary, they have a plug-in of her talking about, she's like, I know who really killed him. And they're like, who? And she said, it was Mike Smith.
Oh my gosh.
Yo!
I'd die.
It was Greg Smith. It was her teenage son. Now it's
Mike
Mike Smith.
Smith's not a real person.
It is the undercover cop. Greg Smith was lying. It's not his cousin.
I can't.
We know you're the murderer. Pure evil, right?
This is insane.
Delulu.
Insane.
Delulu world for sure. Now, the theory is that Abraham started to catch on that Dee Dee was taking advantage of him and his money because he couldn't withdraw money. He must have confronted her. And that's when, unfortunately, he was shot and killed. They also theorized that this argument was probably around April 6th, right? Because that was the last time anybody had ever seen him or heard from him. They were probably in her office in that house where she ends up burying him in the backyard, all because she just wanted money. All because she just wanted money. And around that time, like I said earlier, he only had around $2 million. It's still a lot of money for sure, but she wanted every penny that she could get. And the reason why she ends up killing Abraham is all purely because of money and greed.
That's insane.
I know,
man.
it's so sad because he literally just, like we
and
were
he
talking
was
about
donating
earlier,
so much.
he was giving it away.
Yes.
Nobody was paying him back.
That's insane.
Well, I'm sure people
man.
are. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, but
you get the point.
Yeah. And should he have given out all that money? Maybe not. But also,
still, yes.
doesn't matter. If he wanted to and he was going to help people, I mean, imagine, just so sad that people are that sick in the head and that evil to want to be able to do something like that. He was a good guy. All the documentaries that I was watching in the videos on YouTube, even the cops that were the investigators on this case, they all said he was just a normal, nice guy. And unfortunately, his life ended up getting taken away because someone thought that money was worth more than his life.
That sucks, man.
And it's not even their money.
For real.
Dude, I'm telling you, hate and jealousy and greed. And money is the root of all evil. It is insane. I saw that Abraham's mom did speak out publicly after his death about how vulnerable he was and how badly the lottery win pretty much affected his life and ultimately took him. Remember how he also had a son who created a $1 million trust fund for him? He did that after winning the lottery to help support his future and his education, so he had something. But ultimately, his family has been living a pretty private life, and I mean, rightfully so. And hopefully they've been able to just kind of find some measure of peace in a world without him, because it's so devastating. And as for Dumb Moore, dummy, and she's going to spend the rest of her life in prison.
Makes sense. As she should. You should rot.
Rot in hell. Amen. What did I say in the last episode? Hold on, I said, and may they rot in hell. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our episode for today, friends. I know.
Wow.
I know.
That is...
I know. I also saw another thing, too, that I thought was interesting. That apparently at one of the detectives, I think they said it, that she tried making a pass at them. At one of them. At one of the detectives.
That's hilarious.
Girl, are you crazy?
I'm sorry, but
I just can't, yeah. And the whole thing that it's like, I know who did it. Mike Smith. Girl.
We know
it was you. Let it go. Just say it was you. But anyways, thank you for joining us today on Macabre Mondays. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you know more about today's episode or caught a detail we might have missed, let us know.
And if you have a story that's strange, sinister, or downright spooky, doesn't matter how small you may think it is, send it our way. You can email us at macabremondays@gmail.com or head over to macabremondays.com and submit your story. Yours just might be featured in an upcoming listener episode.
Follow us on social media by searching Macabre Mondays for photos of today's episode, updates, and a little extra spooky fun. And we'll see you next Monday for another sinister, strange, and spooky episode. Stay tuned. More mystery is just around the corner. But until then, stay curious and stay safe, friends. Bye.
Deuces.